So A Complete Unknown is pretty good. So this movie chronicles the rise in popularity of Bob Dylan in the early 60s. And going into this movie, I really did not know anything about Bob Dylan's personal life or really anything about him, period. I knew some of his more popular songs like Blowin' in the Wind, but other than that, I really did not know anything about him. And so what I was curious about with this movie was if I would be able to be engaged in the same way that I would be if this was a music biopic about a musician that I actually cared about, like say Johnny Cash or someone like that. And I can safely say that I was thoroughly engaged from beginning to end. And it didn't really matter that I didn't really know much about Bob Dylan before this movie, because after watching this movie, I really wanted to go and listen to more music of his, and now I'm a lot more interested in his life as a whole. So I would personally say that the strongest aspect of this movie is Timothée Chalamet's performance, and I don't really think that's a controversial thing to say. He was pretty good in this movie. And he's always been an actor that I think is really good, but I think that this is easily his career best, because he legitimately became this character in every conceivable way. Down to his voice, down to the way that he carried himself, down to his humble, almost shy way of presenting himself. Everything about the way that he acted in this movie was Bob Dylan to a T. I'd say that the worst aspect of this movie was definitely the pacing, as there was a lot of scenes in which I felt that the filmmakers could have spent more time on scenes to really make me care more, but a lot of the time they would sort of skim through a lot of different scenes. And I get it's because it's a 2-hour movie, so they can't really spend as much time as I would like on certain scenes, but that definitely would have helped in the case of the relationship between Bob Dylan and his girlfriend, because a lot of those scenes felt very rushed and as though a lot of the scenes between them were left on the cutting room floor. And in the end, I just didn't really care as much about the relationship between those two characters, because I just felt as an audience member, I didn't really know their relationship as well. So in conclusion, I very much enjoyed this movie. I don't think I would say it's the best music biopic I've ever seen or anything like that, but to be perfectly honest, I haven't seen as many of those movies as I would like to, but for the time being, I will give this movie an A.